This just might be a clue as to why we won't be returning to this campground anytime soon. If you want to find out the reason why, keep watching till the end to find out. Well, here we are, episode number 5 of Trailer Trash Adventures. Our journey to Headquarters Campground, Sequoia National Forest. We started this trip on February 7th, 2023. Now, the biggest issue about this trip that we were most concerned about is taking the trailer through Kern River Canyon, which is notoriously narrow and windy. As I enter the canyon, I swear to God, my butthole puckered right about here because I was not accustomed to towing a trailer through this. I've driven this canyon probably 100 plus times in my life. This is just outside of the town I was born and raised. I've been camping and backpacking up in this area my entire life, but this is the first time I've driven with a travel trailer through this canyon, and I was really concerned about it. I'd seen lots of other videos where people had done it before, but it was my first attempt at doing it, so I was a little concerned. But after about the first minute or so, I was very relaxed. It wasn't that big a deal. I realized I've driven this road so many times, no big deal, and enjoyed a very beautiful scenic trip up to Lake Isabella and beyond. After passing the Lake Isabella Dam and going through Wilford Heights, we enter the town of Kernville, preparing for the Whiskey Flats celebration, which we did miss by about a week. Coming up on our left is the world-famous Kern River Brewery. I wish I had stopped and gotten a better picture, but this is something you have to check out if you're in Kernville, California. Amazing beer and even better food. Just a few miles down the road from Kernville, we reach our destination of Headquarters Campground in the Sequoia National Forest. We didn't have any reservations, so we decided to go ahead and drive around a couple of loops to see what we could find. We did notice that almost every single campsite we looked at had reservation notices on it. However, they were all for a week ahead from where we were staying, which means they were basically booked for the Whiskey Flat celebration at Kernville, and they had reservation notices on them just so people who came in today would know you could not stay more than about a week or so before you had to leave. So, but we only had about 1 or 2 other campers staying at campground this week. So we decided to take a full drive around both loops, see what looked interesting, and pick our site. So we ended up with campsite number 15 right on the water.
So here we are, another campsite review. We are at Headquarters Campground, just a little bit east of Kernville, California, in the National Forest. This is a National Forest campground. So you can see we've got a nice little spot here. This is actually one of those midweek trips during the off season, which are my favorite because we don't run into a lot of people. And there is literally, I think, one other camper here. So get the whole place to myself pretty much, but gives me a good chance to walk around and film stuff without feeling like I'm bothering people. So you can see got a pretty good spot right on the water. It's almost like I have my own little private beach right on the Kern River. Obviously we have camped on the Kern River before, but not in this area. This is probably, I don't know, I'm terrible at guessing distance, but we're probably about 50 or 60 miles upstream from our last time that we stayed at the Kern River. So pretty cool spot. A little bit on the rocky side, which is kind of fun. You can see trying to line up the trailer to where I could get out of the door was a little bit tricky. The rocks were in just the right spot. I could have done a little bit more as far as a hangover, hanging the tail end over, but then I got into the sand off of the asphalt and leveling started to get a little iffy, so I decided to pull forward, but I couldn't pull any more forward than this because then I wouldn't have room to park. So obviously these are older campgrounds. They're not designed for a lot of modern vehicles, and they're probably designed for tents and very small trailers. The only real issue I have here is the narrow roads, and I'm a little over a year into this, and I'm getting pretty good at backing in the trailer to different campsites, but these rocks on the side of the road made it really, really tricky trying to pull in here. It seemed like it was going to be simple enough, but I was just long enough that I kept having issues with these things, and so it's also why I had to park really close to the rocks, and I have plenty of space on this side over here. And by the way, you can see my Starlink dish up there.
And even with zero cell phone reception, because of Starlink, I was able to watch LeBron James capture the all-time NBA scoring title from the comfort of my trailer.
And my generator going because there are no hookups here. No hookups in this area. We do have pit toilets and we do have water, but not at each individual site. So kind of typical for what you get in the National Forest campgrounds, but very beautiful, serene, very obvious. We are not too far as the crow flies to Edwards Air Force Base, because we're getting a lot of military aircraft flying through here constantly, so it makes it a little more interesting. You can see we are in sort of the canyon surrounded by mountains on all sides. Got a little bit of snow on the mountaintops up there, and over here you can still see a little bit more snow on the peaks in the distance there. So we made this trip in March. No, actually, we're early February. So it's probably about 70 degrees right now. This morning got into the 40s, just enough to put the furnace on for a while. That helped a lot. So anyways, pretty cool spot, definitely recommended. $35 a night, which just seems kind of steep for non-hookups, but at the same time, it's typical for California, especially in a federal or state park. So, Headquarters Campground, Kern River. This campground passes the fire ring test. That means no trash from the previous campers. Awesome. Appreciate it. Here we go. Typical pit toilet. Nothing fancy. Allows you to take care of your business and not much else. Nice handy little trash bag here, of course. As always, do not put trash in the toilets. It is extremely difficult to remove, so.
So after 2 nights, it was time to head for home. Had a great time at Headquarters Campground. And, oh yeah, why do you think we may not be coming back anytime soon? Well, there's a problem. We visited this camp in early February, and by the middle of March, this is what happened. So, as you can see, with all the rain and flooding in California, Headquarters Campground looks like it may be out of commission for a while. So, hopefully, they will rebuild and we'll get to visit here again someday. In the meantime, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it so much. If you got something out of it, please like. And if you want to continue to watch our videos, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Really appreciate it. Thanks, and have a great day.